looking for the next dopamine hit. We're looking for the next
Yes.
class. We're looking for the next reader. And at the end of the day, we really need to bring it back to self and check in with the intention, as you mentioned, and also how often do you think folks should look outside of themselves for this type of guidance?
I don't let people see me before 5 weeks. The reason I feel so strongly about this is tap into it.
Tap into it.
Tapping
Tapping into the intuition.
It's one of those pinch me moments too. I always heard from healers that were mentoring me back in the day, healers would give away their first 1,000 readings for free before they were able to truly serve. The 1,000 number was like less about impressing anyone and just more of an homage to like the healers that came before us. When I hit that number, I thought something magical was going to happen. And then I realized that the entire time was just magic. I still have my 9 to 5 in tech. In the last year, I had this moment of pick a niche, your tech or your spiritual or your this. And then I just got really tired. Why can't we just exist in the realm of everything happening all at once? A session with me looks like being in the present moment and using the tools in front of us to get you where you need to go by the time you hit that door when you leave.
I love the way that you hold people, and I love the way that your team, specifically your guides, they don't BS, do they?
I'm from Philadelphia, and so I joke my guides must also be from Philly, because I think people think when they think of like guides and spirit and all these things, there's like a seriousness and a calm, and there is when it comes to our intuition, but your guides and your ancestors also have personalities and energy and flavors, and I love getting to experience that for my own team, and then I also love experiencing it for clients. So when their grandma comes in, I'm like, oh yeah, she has some words. And in my ear, I'm hearing her be so funny about, I told her not to date that guy, and X, Y, and Z. And then you have the other ancestors that are that like calming softness that maybe that person hadn't experienced in their own direct family.
Yes.
So the personality and fun of the other side like never ceases to amaze me. When people come into session, I love the intentionality of they're like, okay, I thought of questions on the way here. I have a list. And then I have other folks that I joke just ragdoll.
Yeah.
Which they just come in and they're like, I don't even know why I signed up. I just decided that this was the right time. Trusting the present moment of what's coming up is more powerful than you trying to control the environment. We're in a society and a time right now where everyone's trying to control everything in some way to remain sane, when in a lot of ways, I think surrender and presence is what's going to get us closer back to ourselves and source. So when people see that pop up or they see me and they walk over, I hope they know that they can just show up as is, and that's actually the only magic that we need.
Do you find that what's being conveyed on the cards from somebody who might be deciphering out of a book is not the message that's coming through for you?
Most of the time, the tarot card is just the container, and the message is actually already within you, but it holds the space for you. Yeah. So with people using books, I love it. If that makes you feel good and it helps you with the cards, great. Yeah. If you're staying up here the whole time and you're trying to memorize and you keep going back and forth to the book, take a pause and say, what am I noticing first? Is it a color? Is it the flower? Is it something specific about it? Or is it just the way it makes me feel? Because that's really the power of tarot.
How often do you think folks should look outside of themselves for this type of guidance?
I don't let people see me before 5 weeks. I feel so strongly about this. When I started my spiritual awakening and I got sick and my intuitive gifts were coming in and I was all over the place, I felt like I had outsourced all of my power to practitioners. And I didn't even realize that as someone who's so fiercely independent and autonomous. Like, I thought that I'd be someone that didn't happen. And as much as I'd like to say every practitioner has the best intention and the tools to hold in trauma-informed ways, it's just not true. The reason I don't have people come more than 5 weeks, even if they're in deep turmoil, is because them living their life and having confidence in their autonomy is actually the reason we exist. It doesn't exist because I'm a magic 8-ball. Right. It doesn't exist because I want your power or I want to make decisions for you. It exists so that you can come into my room, I can hold you and send you on your way feeling a little bit more empowered than you did when you walked in. My business model is terrible because I'm like, I don't want you to need me by the time our work is done. Folks, almost graduating from your modality and graduating from your space is a sign of success for you and the individual.
You've been a great example of somebody who exercises self-care and boundaries in a way that is so necessary in business and in intuitiveness.
I think we've overcomplicated our ability to connect with something bigger than ourselves. This last 4 years of this awakening and what it looked like was my boundaries changed. And with that, the community around me and the circle around me changed. When you're in it and you're losing people and you're gaining people, it's okay to mourn, even if you're on the right path. I look back on this job the last year and a half and like people management is just as spiritual as when I'm reading tarot, getting to be with that next generation of folks in tech and protect them, and it's all service. If you want to take the lead and quit your job, heck yeah, do it. Also, if you're in service in different ways and you're in more traditional industries and you're using your skills in that way, cool, we need it there too. We're practicing in service everywhere, in our families, in our own homes, in our community, in our friendships. I wish people would start realizing the value of what they're bringing outside of client sessions and building whatever that looks like. This is the best my circle has ever felt, and I'm still mourning some folks that I thought would be here. And that's part of, I think, the spiritual awakening and path and journey as well.
Sure, because each of us are on our own trajectory and we all are going to learn things from one another. And to your point, that doesn't mean that we get to be so close in our spaces and vibrate around one another all the time. And it is tough too, I agree. There's people that I thought would still be here on this journey now and aren't. And with love, also totally understand.
Same.
And instead of mourning it, holding space for when the time comes that we can squeeze each other's necks again. And if that doesn't come, being grateful that Spirit is continuously having me be a magnet to those who are in the right relationship with themselves.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Yeah, and there's accountability on both lines. I think something that's spiritual is also to receive that self-accountability, and that I think you're so beautiful at. It's something I learned from you too, of like, where can I show up better? Where can I be better? Where can I grow? And also acknowledging that if we're asking that over and over and over again, and we're not met by people with the same curiosity, it's okay to say, this isn't a fit right now.
That's right.
And I even feel that way with breaking up with clients and being like, I'm always here for you. I'm always on the space, but you're ready to fly. You're ready to fly out of the coop. It's time. And they're like, are you breaking up with me? I'm not breaking up with you. You're graduating, and I'll always be here. I wish we also talked about more that like white knuckling and the lack of surrender shows up in relationships with the people in our life and the people in our clientele, and what spiritual is allowing flow to see who comes and who goes and letting that be.
It's true. And it's also hard.
It's so hard. All of this is hard right now.
It is hard right now.
And then on the flip side of it too, I just saw an interview with Serena Williams. I think she was talking to Venus, her sister, and she was talking about how before she goes to bed at night, she'll think to herself, something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow.
Oh, I love that.
And she wakes up the next day, and the example that she gave was she's like, I went to Walmart. And there was a parking spot open right at the front, and that's my wonderful thing. Thing. And so I like say to folks, I'm like, it's not toxic positivity to hold duality with the mourning and the loss and the changing of your life, of being a part of the spiritual path. And also it's okay to train yourself to enjoy the smaller things while it's all happening, but you don't have to pick one or the other.
I think that's actually where the magic is in the mundane.